this is going to be a very turbulent couple.
Good morning. I know I said I probably wasn't going to stream this morning, but well, I'm here. And that is the map as it stands right now. Michigan, Arizona, and Nevada, and Alaska. Those 4 states have not yet turned in their votes. How things are looking in their states. And other than that, Trump is sitting at 200 and what is it, 76? To Kamala's 219. And yeah, it did not go well for Kamala last night. Good morning, Raman.
You didn't think I'd miss today, did you?
Well, being as I normally don't stream on Wednesdays, and I said yesterday I probably wouldn't stream today because I worked all night.
Yeah, I didn't see how you would not stream today, though.
But, well, it wasn't until late this morning, about 5 o'clock, that I decided I was going to stream. And that's because a gentleman and I got into a discussion on TikTok.
Oh, no.
And I told him, and he was wanting answers that short of that, TikTok's limited. They're even more, their character limits are even more limited than X's are. So, and since I don't actually post videos on TikTok,
All right.
I told him that if he wanted my responses to his garbage, his lies that he was throwing out, he would have to watch my stream today. He'd have to watch my stream today.
Okay.
And since I do have my channel linked to my profile, if he wants to actually hear my responses to his mess, then he will have to listen to my stream, whether he likes it or not. And I will cover those here. But anyway, it was 5 o'clock this morning when Wisconsin finally got called for Trump. And that actually put Trump over the magic number.
Okay.
So, and I'm sitting there and I'm refreshing the pages on the computer as much as I can, as often as I could, in between doing my job, trying to, because that's a real nail biter. I mean, face it, any time. Kamala could have come back because Nevada and Arizona was leaning Trump, but Nevada had been most of the night leaning Kamala. Michigan was leaning Trump. but it wasn't by much. It's only like 2 percentage points. That's not much at all.
Alright.
So
I'm not gonna lie. I was waiting for there to be an announcement in the middle of the night that some lake trucks were coming in with a whole bunch of boxes they found.
yeah. Well, I'm still waiting for that. I'm still expecting that in
Any day now.
and because not all the states are 100% yet. They're 90, 98, 99%.
Yeah.
Now, when the states where they're 200, 300,000 vote differentials, that's not going to be much. But where there's only 100,000 vote differential, you get in a couple, 3 truckloads of ballots, and that 100,000 can disappear in a hurry. Hey, Mitch, good morning. So, like I said, I was expecting to see some of this stuff. Pennsylvania was a nail biter, waiting on to call Pennsylvania. Then, of course, Wisconsin, waiting until they called Wisconsin. But, there's some people saying that, Trump could hit 300 points. And I've been sitting here watching MSNBC and CNN this morning. And these guys at MSNBC are absolutely freaking losing it. They're saying how Trump is going to have to prove that, to the Democrats, he's going to have to be moderate in his views and his actions, so that to appease the Democrats. And it's like, no, wait a second. I don't remember anybody saying Biden or Kamala had to moderate their views when they got elected. And Trump, and I mean, the Senate is now in the hands of the Republicans. There's still a few seats not yet decided, but the Republicans have got 52 seats in the Senate, so that's already decided. The House, Republicans only have 203 seats as of right now, and they need 218 to have a majority. So the House is still up for a toss. Officially, the House is still a toss-up. I mean, it could still go towards the Democrats and have Hakeem Jeffries as the... Hey, Retro, good morning. Boy, Retro and Mitch and Ripper both, man. That's great.
Good morning.
Hey, Retro, what the hell is going on up there in Alaska that your votes haven't been counted yet?
Uh-oh.
That's you wouldn't think it'd take that long for Alaska to count its ballots, but it's sure they're taking their own sweet time. But like I said, so the reason, and one of the colleges, after it was announced, after Wisconsin was announced, one of the colleges, a bunch of the kids come streaming out of there. I'm like, oh Christ, here goes riots, right? Okay. They start singing the national anthem.
Yay.
They gathered in the center and started singing the national anthem.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. Because I was scared to death that it was going to be riots. Because there's massive protests in New York and D.C. last night.
Oh, Lord.
Muslims.
I bet it's not an insurrection, though.
Well, the Muslims protesting. Muslims were protesting in D.C., I believe, or no, in New York. Palestinians were protesting. Saw a couple of them being interviewed, and this one woman goes, "I view myself as a Palestinian first, second, and foremost." And I'm like, okay, then go ahead and move to Gaza. If you are living here in the United States, and she goes, I won't vote for either party. I voted for Jill Stein.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, okay, that's fine. If you hate this country this much, then go and you consider yourself a Palestinian first and foremost. What are you doing living in this country? Why haven't you packed your bags and moved to Gaza?
Right.
But we all know the answer to that. She's a Palestinian, but she doesn't want to give up her American lifestyle. She wants to have her cell phone, her internet, her cable, her car, her choice of restaurants, and the ability to go out and protesting and be viewed as one of the oppressed, and have those oppression points. Okay, Retro, yeah, big state with lots of bush communities. Okay, I was just thinking, even the smaller bush communities would have the ability to, the internet is a thing, but I may be wrong. Maybe Elon hasn't got enough of his satellites up there to cover all of Alaska yet. States like Alaska is where Elon should have had a lot of his Starlinks.
Okay.
Not in the bush. Okay. Well, hey, Retro, that's why I asked you. I don't live up there. I don't know what the story is. And as you can tell by my voice, I've been up all night working at the hotel there and answering the phones and such. Stupid people coming in all night long saying, hey, we see ads for $30 rooms. It's like, say what? Where are you seeing an ad for a $30 room? Well, it's on the internet. No, we don't have any $30 rooms. It's $66 plus taxes, comes up to $75. Yeah, that makes sense, Retro. That makes sense. But anyway, let's see here. Is this the one I want? Okay, I want to pause this. I do not want to pause. Thank you. All right, let me come down to see if I can. Okay, nope, that's not. Okay, here's a crazy woman. This is one of the video. This is how a lot of liberals have been reacting on TikTok.
Oh, it's been beautiful.
Okay. Come on. You know you can do it. Thank you.
For warning of crying and of driving, and it's not safe. I'm really good at driving. So I'm making this video while I'm driving in the car because when I go home, I have to pull my shit together because my husband's home. I'm like devastated, like 100% devastated. It's not only just because, I'm sitting here going through the role of people I know. People who might lose their kids, people who might lose their spouse, because they're an interracial marriage or they're LGBTQ or they
It's
have
crazy.
a mental illness they take medication for. Oh, just because they're fucking Democrat. The amount of people whose lives are gonna be it's crushing my chest. Like I feel like I can't breathe.
Can you believe the depth of the lies and fear mongering that this woman believes? Hey, Rama, can you turn your fan a little bit?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. But I mean, she's afraid people, that Trump is going to come in and destroy marriages because they're a gay marriage, or
Don't let your husband bang him. That's all. Jeez.
She's going to ban medicines and people are going to die. All right.
Oh, you mean like the ivermectin during COVID? No, I don't think that's going to happen.
MSNBC's got breaking news. Markets soar on news of Trump victory.
Woohoo!
I've got the audio off, obviously, but
yeah, we don't want to get shut down this early.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, like Virginia, there's only 96% of the votes have been counted. So Washington State, only 64% of the votes have been counted. So there's a lot of votes still out there that have not yet been counted. That this election is not. I guess that's why we wait until January 6th, when the Electoral College actually votes. To actually declare who is the victor. Because, these people still got to count votes. Wisconsin, 99% of the votes have owned, okay, so that's 1% are still sitting out there. But see, Trump's only winning by 1%, less than a percentage point. By 0.8 of a percentage point. So, there's a lot of stuff still out there. So we don't know where these ballots could pop up yet. But anyway, back to this. The drama that this woman here, these are the things that some of the liberals actually are believing as of this morning.
And on top of that, I'm dealing with the selfish side where if a Democrat won, life might get easier. And then I can focus more on my mental health. But now there's no chance. Now there's no chance, and I'm just going to continue to come apart at the seams. And there's nothing I can do about it because that's just the world we're living in, and it's about to get so much worse. Not so many families. And I really hope I'm being dramatic. I want this to be drama. I want this to be, Cheryl, you're overreacting. Stop.
It's just so
over the top and so fake.
Definitely so over the top. But see, okay, now here's the guy that I really wanted to, that is the reason why I'm actually doing this stream. I'm going to share his tab. Okay, DJXADE. Okay. Now, I'm not going to play his audio. I'm not going to play his actual thing, okay? And Okay, he's saying Trump is a racist, homophobic, misogynistic ableist, 34 times convicted felon, who is also an adjudicated ARPist, is just fine and exactly your guy. And this is where I said he's none of these things. And if you want to figure out why I'm saying that, you're going to have to watch my stream. Okay, racist. Jesse Jackson gave him awards. Oprah Winfrey, he was on Oprah Winfrey's show, and Oprah asked him if he would run for president.
Ooh.
Okay. There's no way. I mean, if he was racist, none of this he would not have had that happen in his background before he became president.
Right?
He's also the first president, and I disagreed with him strongly on this because I disagree with the premise of funding colleges based upon the color of the people who attend that college. But he's the one that did the first president of, I think he did like a 10-year funding of HBCUs. Historically black colleges and universities, where they didn't have to come every year begging for money from the government. So his the prison sentence reform, where people were getting out of jail, mostly blacks, were getting out of jail before their sentences were up because of a bill that he got passed through, and that he worked with a lot of black people on getting together and getting it through Congress. The First Step Act or something like that.
Oh, hello, tall person.
Hey, tall person, good morning. So, yeah, I mean, you really can't call a man racist when he's doing all this stuff for minority people.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Homophobic. He was the first person who, prior to becoming president, had already endorsed gay marriages.
There we go.
Obama was against gay marriages. Hillary was against gay marriages. Biden was against gay marriages.
Yeah.
Trump was the first man prior to running for president was already for gay marriage. So, I mean, hey, that really makes him homophobic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Misogynistic. Again, he hired the first woman to be in charge of one of his programs there in New York. And she was, the first woman in charge in the state of one of these massive projects. All right. Now, is Trump got a wandering eye, or did he have a wandering eye? Did he have a problem keeping it in his pants? Yes, he did. All right. But face it, a lot of women, if you got a lot of money, you become extremely attractive to a lot of women, regardless of what you actually look like.
Yep.
And Trump has always had a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So, but did he cheat on his wives? Yes, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And, and that grab him by the comment he
Yeah.
made,
He wasn't wrong.
it was women let you when you've got a lot of money.
That's true.
It's not that he just walked up and grabbed them,
That's crazy talk.
Women
That
wanted
was
him. Women wanted him to because he had a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So, ableist. All right, this is coming from when he made fun. Every time, remember back during his first campaign, anytime he talked about this liberals, he always did that little funny hand motion thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the times he did that just happened to be about a reporter that had some sort of physical deformity, was in a wheelchair or something.
Okay.
All right. And the media made a big deal about how he was making fun of this guy who's got a physical deformity. And finally, it was like, wait a second. No, he's done this a dozen times talking about other reporters and other liberals in speeches a dozen times before he ever talked about this guy. That's just the way just the way he acted when he was talking about some stupid liberal. So, he's not an ableist. The 34 times convicted felon. Hey, Tyre, good morning.
Hey, Tyre.
Let's see here. 34 times convicted felon. Okay. Do we really want to go over what the appeals court judges said? Now, the appeals court have not. They were thought they were going to release their findings or their pronouncements prior to the election, but they hadn't done it yet. But by the end of by the time that the appeals court process was done, the prosecuting attorneys were begging not to be sanctioned for bringing those 34 charges. And remember, the way that judge, that crooked ass judge, set these charges up, there were no charges that Trump was found guilty of by all 12 jury members.
Right.
It was in groups of 4. It only took 4 jurors to find him guilty of a set of charges, not all 12. So, that was wrong to start with. There's no way that falls under any kind of any kind of trial I've ever heard of before this one, where a judge divided up the jury into groups and said, here, you handle these charges, you handle these charges, and you handle these charges. And if y'all find him guilty on those charges, then he's guilty, regardless of what anybody else says, and the other jurors say. So, all right, he was an adjudicated rapist. Okay, again, wrong. He was not found guilty of rape. He was not. First of all, the charges brought against him was a special law that was drafted up specifically to get him, that was only a valid law for 1 year.
Wow. How can a law be a law for a year?
That's the way the New York legislature set it up. As a valid law for 1 year and 1 year only. It was designed specifically for E. Jean Carroll to file this the sexual charges against Trump. Now, it did turn around and affect a Democrat there just before the law sunsetted.
Oh,
But I think those charges ended up being dropped.
gee, I wonder why.
So that whole thing was designed specifically to get Trump, and it wasn't rape charges. And it was not rape charges. I think it was sexual harassment
Uh-huh.
charges, but it wasn't rape. All right, let's see. So what else? So, I mean, we pretty much everything that this man has said about Trump, the laundry list of charges that the Democrats have thrown against, and one other, it's a fine point of law, but it is a point of law. You are not convicted of a crime until you are sentenced.
Oh,
And
wow.
Trump was never sentenced.
Yeah.
Judge Meacham there never sentenced him. So you can be found guilty, but you're not true. It's a fine point of law, but it is the way the Democrats play these fine points of laws. You got to play it back with them. He was not a convicted criminal until sentencing. Jonathan Turley did a whole thing on that. Tired. I've been up all night. I've been up since let's see. I got up at 4 o'clock yesterday morning. Got laid down at 5:30 for a nap. Got back up at 7:30, and I've been up since. So I've got about a 2.5 hour nap in since 4 o'clock yesterday morning. That's about the way my day has gone so far. But all right, now the next comment he made here, because I called Kamala a gun grabber, a communist gun grabber. And he said, well, didn't Kamala on national TV interview say she owns a pew-pew? If you break into her house, you're going to get shot. Yeah, she did say that. What she didn't tell you is that her pew-pew, her Glock was going to be sitting in a box under her bed because it was going to be the Secret Service guys that shot you if you tried to break into the Naval Observatory that she lives in. She's not going to shoot you. It's going to be the Secret Service that shoots you.
Wow.
But all these people, when they, I think she said that when she was on The View. And she had all them dancing monkeys there sat there and clapped and laughed and applauded her for saying that, while she's sitting there cackling about it.
That means she just values her stuff more than a human life.
The Secret Service values her stuff more than her life.
They just want to keep their jobs.
That's true too. But anyway, so I never heard anybody come back though with that thing that she lives in the Naval Observatory. She's got Secret Service protection 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
She may have a Glock, but that thing hasn't been outside of the box probably since she bought it.
Is it just me, or is it a little unusual to live in the Naval Observatory, even if you're a politician? I mean,
that's been the VP home now for decades.
Oh, okay.
The president lives over in the White House, and the VP lives over in the Naval Observatory.
Okay, I don't know how these things go. It just seemed weird off the top of my head, that's all.
I know, it does seem like a weird name for where the VP lives, but that's the way it is.
Okay.
you can. I'm still sitting here watching MSNBC, and the
Wow.
looks on their faces every time they got to talk about Trump winning, especially since Trump also got the popular vote so far.
I want to watch The View right now. I don't know what time it comes on though.
It comes on in another hour. And
Okay.
I have not watched The View in its entirety in years, not since Barbara Wawa left.
Yeah, since it first came out.
But I am watching it today simply because I want to see the crying. I want to see the tears.
I want to see them talk about what airline they're taking to leave the country.
Yes, that too.
And where are they going to? Are they going to go to Canada? I don't think Canada wants them either.
Oh, and don't forget, all these guys that are claiming that all these countries that Trump can't go to because he's a quote unquote convicted felon. George, they tried to say the same thing about George W. That he couldn't go to Canada because he had a DUI on his at one time. Okay, and he still went to Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're showing the map in Nevada, and the only county that hasn't turned in their votes yet is Las Vegas. The county that Las Vegas is in. Okay. And that's the only blue spot on the map. So Nevada could easily go for Trump. Trump's got 50.1% of the ballots that have been counted in Nevada. So that's why there are people saying that Trump could easily hit 300.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let's see here in Clark County. Kamala's got 49.6% of the votes to Trump's 48.8, but it's only a 6,000 vote difference. Arizona, Maricopa County's the big holdup there. But Trump's got 50.7% of the votes. It's about a 30,000 point difference, 30,000 vote difference. You're right, Tyre. Canada wouldn't dare ban a sitting president. So, but Maricopa County, they told us, wait a second here. Maricopa County told us that they would take up to 3 or 4 days to count all their ballots.
That's BS.
So, that's going to be a toss up here. But right now, they're all. It was as soon as they announced Wisconsin for Trump this morning at a little bit. I think it was like at 5:30 Central Time. As soon as they announced that, I went on Twitter and on TikTok to start getting the reactions. What's really surprising is how close Michigan is.
Really?
Trump could take Michigan. Trump could actually take Michigan today when they count when it's all said and done. The states are left, and Trump's going to take Alaska.
Okay.
I can't imagine Alaska going for Harris.
No.
I really can't. The House. The House is something I am still concerned about. Okay.
Oh no. Don't
Hey,
fall for it. It's a tarp.
Tyre, it didn't come through on X.
Oh no.
I do not see
Sorry.
anything being tagged on anything in X. So, the internet is really screwy here today. I'm having to keep a lot of my tabs closed. I normally don't have to because it's. Oh, did you see Tom McDonald? What he did this morning? What he released this morning?
No.
Let me share this.
Okay. I'm not seeing it. I'm sorry.
America, baby! Let's go! I told y'all, Trump 2024! Make America great again! Let's go! Freedom! Let's go, baby! America!
Uh,
America, baby! Let's go! I told y'all, Trump 2024! Make America great again! Let's go!
okay, let me stop sharing that. But yeah, that was Tom this morning.
Okay. Let me check this out. Sorry. There we go.
Okay. Why am I'm not. Okay, come on, get up there. And oh man, that screaming in my ears were about ready to give me a headache.
I'll have to Google it later. I didn't see anything.
Oh, you didn't see it?
I didn't see it. I
good.
heard it from your headset, but it must have been really loud in your headset to hear it like that. But that was it.
All right, let's see here. I'm opening up what? Oh, Destiny. Your kid. Oh, Destiny did that. Son of a gun. Destiny at 6:07 p.m. It's over. I'm calling it. Harris wins. Destiny, come on. Where's Destiny live? Is he in California? Because that's kind of hard to tell what time that was. I mean, where he was when he because I mean 6:07 in East Coast, if he's on Eastern time zone means nothing. But 6:07 off in California, that a lot of that's East Coast has already closed down their polls by then. Well, hey, I don't understand the hate for Jill Stein other than the fact she didn't. I mean, a lot of people voted for Jill Stein.
I haven't been seeing that, but okay.
I mean, I mean, there were a lot of third-party votes and a lot of write-ins too, or none of. There one state that has a none of the above that got some votes. Oh, that's what they're mad about. People voted for Jill Stein instead of Harris. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, hell, it's like when Ross Perot ran, and that got Clinton his first term. You can't say that everybody that voted for Ross was going to vote for Bush, Bush Senior.
I'm just surprised there weren't any write-ins for Tiger King. I'm a little disappointed.
For who?
Oh, you don't know Tiger King?
Oh, Tiger King. Okay. I thought you said Tiger Piss. And I'm like, isn't that crap that Charlie Sheen was drinking?
Tiger Blood. Oh, my God.
Oh, Tiger Blood. Okay.
I need to take my medicine before I put my headset on.
Yeah, tall person. Exactly. Jill Stein didn't get enough votes to help in any state to help Harris. No, because there's none of them under 30 or 40,000 vote differential. And and Jill Stein, you didn't get 30 or 40,000 votes in any one state. She may have got 30 or 40,000 votes total across all 50. Oh, Destiny projected to keep being a cuck. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh man, did you see that Trump actually responded back to me? Somebody on his staff.
Oh.
Tagged me by name. Donald J. Trump, real Donald Trump, at Original Shroom, stay in line. I saw that last night. I was like, whoa, wait a second here. That was a computer program that they had set up to do that, or they paid somebody. I can't imagine somebody actually sitting down and typing this crap out. So they had to have something, a bot set up to do it. But still, you don't expect to see you're the only at in a Trump, in a post from Trump on X. I screenshotted that. I'm going to keep that. I've got to go and get MRIs this afternoon. And I'm going to wear my Trump shirt and Trump hat. Did you see the people that actually went and voted wearing garbage bags?
What the hell?
Yesterday.
No.
Because Biden said Trump supporters were a bunch of garbage.
Oh.
So people actually wore garbage bags and went to vote.
So were they told to take the garbage bags off?
No.
Okay.
Because it's not an outright endorsement of a politician.
Okay.
It's not like they had "I'm human," Biden called me garbage or anything like that written on, on a sticker or anything. They just showed up wearing a garbage bag as a shirt or a skirt. I tell you, New York. What was the numbers for New York? I honestly don't know what the numbers were for New York, and I'm afraid to open up Let's see here. Let me go ahead and do an election map again. Election results 2024. Okay. Let me share this. Okay, New York, 55 to 44%.
Oh, wow.
So a lot closer than what I expected it to be. Pennsylvania, 50 to 48. Yikes.
I heard the Amish came out in like record numbers.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they did. There's a lot of videos of the Amish, flying Trump flags, going to vote. Down here in Florida, 56 to 43. That's about as close, considering that the southern half of the state is, and then the Tallahassee region is pretty much Democrat. That's a lot of, that's a pretty good spread. Let's see, where is Maryland? That's Massachusetts. There's Maryland. Maryland, Kamala, 60 to 37. Wow.
Wow.
Tyre, you got burned.
Mhm.
I saw Tyre said he was from Maryland. You see, Arizona has been at 60% all night long. Now, why hasn't Arizona been counting their ballots? Why hasn't Maricopa County been counting their ballots? Nevada's been at about 84% almost all night long. Well, Alaska's up to 75%. That's better than what it was last time I looked.
Yay.
Now look at this, Michigan. 49.8 to 48.2. Donald Trump in the lead.
Woohoo.
That's what I'm saying. Gretchen there, she could. It may be a good thing Gretchen wasn't up for re-election this year. Because that hurts. Gretchen could have lost.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that's let's see here. What did Jill Stein get? Jill Stein got 622,000 votes. And others got 1,470,000 votes. So 1.4%, if all that had gone to Kamala, she'd only be at 48.9%. Trump would still be at 51.
I'm surprised I didn't see write-ins for Peanut the Squirrel.
Let's see, it says show all candidates. There we go. Yeah, that's right. Robert Kennedy, there's some states that wouldn't drop him off. So people voted for Robert, 595,000 people voted for Robert Kennedy. Who in the hell is Chase Oliver?
I don't know. Third party or something.
560,000 votes. Claudia Del Cruz, 98,000. And the perpetual candidate out in California, Cornel West, 61,000 votes.
Oh, wow.
0.0%. But Nevada, Donald Trump is in the lead. Arizona, Trump is in the lead. And Michigan, Trump is in the lead. So let's see. Let's say Trump takes all three. That's let's see. Michigan is 15. That's 26. That's 32. Okay, so that would 32 would take into 309 electoral votes. I would like to see him break the 300 barrier. I would. I mean, Oliver's a libertarian. Okay. It's not been since Grover Cleveland that a president has been a president, not a president, then a president, had their two terms with somebody else in between and betwixt. And that was back in the 1800s.
Wow.
Yeah. Then one of the Brits, Nigel Farage.
Okay.
Nigel Farage. He was being interviewed this morning, and he's saying that Trump is the first world leader since Winston Churchill
Wow.
to have had the same highs, lows, then back to highs again. So, being in the company of Winston Churchill is not bad company to be in.
Right.
I would take that in a heartbeat. So, California. This is California. Kamala 57%. Oregon Kamala 54%. Washington State Kamala 58%.
Shut down.
Colorado 54%. That's only because all the people from California moved there. New Mexico's always surprised me that they're as liberal as they are. That's always surprised me. 51%. Minnesota. I still think that Minnesota is because of all the refugees, the Somalis and such that have been moved there.
Yeah. We know.
Okay. And see, and all right, I'm going to get a little dark here for a second.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'm going to get a little dark here. We know that the Democrats have been allowing all these illegals coming into the country. And as we discussed yesterday, illegals and non-citizens are counted for your representation in the census,
Right.
for your representation in the House of Representatives, which also then counts towards the electoral votes. They got their plans totally disrupted when Greg Abbott, and to a lesser extent, DeSantis, started shipping illegals to New York and other liberal strongholds.
Didn't make nearly the difference they thought it would.
It sort of upset the apple cart a little bit. But, and this is my own, war games mentality here, playing D&D and Risk and everything else. All right. In my mind, the Democrats had planned on pushing through amnesty for all these illegals.
Right.
Making them citizens, giving them shortcuts to citizenship. And by putting them in states like Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Florida. By putting them into these states, they could get a perpetual lock on the presidency.
Mm-hmm. Didn't quite work out the way they planned.
That would turn these states blue by having all these illegals voting in these states. And not just those 4 states, but, I mean, Georgia's usually is always a toss-up because of Atlanta.
Right.
All right. Atlanta and Savannah. So that's usually a pretty good toss-up because of those 2 cities. And if you could get a large Hispanic illegal base set up that suddenly become citizens and they owe their citizenship to the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Now that Trump is president, and I've said this before, the best way to deport people is to make them self-deport. And how do you
cut off all their benefits?
How do you make people self-deport? Cut off their benefits. Exactly. Mm-hmm. They can't send their kids to, find a way of getting it to where their kids aren't American citizens. Get rid of of the idea that just because you're born in the United States, that automatically makes you a citizen.
Yeah.
You should have a lineage. One of your parents should be an American citizen before you can be considered an American citizen. All right. Go to E-Verify. Before you can get a job, the employer has to run your Social Security number.
Mm-hmm.
And if it comes back that you've stolen that Social Security number from somebody else, they cannot hire you. Mm-hmm. And if it comes to light that a company has hired an illegal citizen, all right, you turn around and it's a $10,000 fine per illegal citizen.
Nice.
So if you got 20 illegals working for you, that's 20 times 10, that's $200,000 of a fine. That would bankrupt most construction companies. Therefore, they would not hire illegals. That bankrupt a lot of farmers. So they would not hire illegals.
Sure, it's all bankrupt a lot of little family businesses like hole in the wall diners and things like that.
Exactly. So nobody's going to want to hire an illegal if they stand a chance. All right. And bigger companies, let's say Boeing, McDonnell Douglas, anything out of Silicon Air, they lose government contracts for a 5-year time period.
Nice.
All right. You've hired illegals, that's fine. You've lost your government contracts for 5 years. Sorry, no more government contracts for you. Or you lose government contracts for a year. Something where it hurts them in their bottom line drastically. Mm-hmm. All right. Reduce H-1 visas.
Oh, which one of those?
Those are the where like Silicon Valley hires people out of India and others countries to come work in their computing businesses, and Facebook, Meta, chip companies and such. All right, they have to actually. They actually have to prove that there is not an American capable of doing the job that they want to hire this person from another country for. That's why Great Britain has it. Great Britain has it that in the UK, before you can go to work in the UK, as a foreigner, they have to prove that they could not hire a citizen, a British citizen, to go to work to fill that role.
Hmm.
Now, a lot of times it can be simple as I run a Pakistani curry shop, so I need people who can speak Pakistani.
Right.
All right, who are fluent in Pakistani. All right, or fluent in Gujarati. I think I pronounced that right. Or in Hindu. All right, so somebody, you've got to be fluent in a language, and that you can't, so yeah, okay, that's fine. Then you can do your foreign national hire.
Mm-hmm.
But to hire a foreign national just because you can pay them less,
Mm,
which is exactly what a lot of the companies in California's Disney had a big problem with this a couple years ago, where they were hiring H-1 visa people, and they're bringing them in, and their guys, the current employees, were training them, and then once those guys got trained, they were firing or laying off the people who did the training.
yeah.
That, I'm sorry, but that's just plain wrong. Or as my dad, the homophobic comic my dad used to say, that's as wrong as two boys kissing.
Yeah.
That's a comment. That's an analogy you can't say anymore. But anyway, not if you don't want to get in trouble. But yeah. So if you take away the benefits of working in the United States, and you take away the benefits of hiring people who aren't supposed to be working in the United States,
Yeah.
then the hotel industry, all right,
Oh my God.
something I'm really familiar with here in the Southeast. The hotel industry is filled with people who are not American citizens. They're Jamaicans.
Right.
And they do not hire, the hotel does not hire that individual, that Jamaican.
Okay.
No. What they do is they pay a third-party company, and that third-party company pays the individual. That person does not work for the hotel. They are not an
No, they work for the other party.
Right.
See those hiring places, man. I tried to work for one of those. They take a portion of your paycheck anyway if you get hired.
Exactly. You pay them to find you a job, and you pay them every payday.
Yep.
Because they take part of your paycheck.
It's not worth it working for them.
So you're actually working for less than minimum wage. Because the hotel industry only pays the minimum wage for that individual. But then that company's taking 10 or 15% of that paycheck.
I can't believe that's even legal, yo.
Well, that's...
Yeah.
Oh, Sam Brown. I think Sam Brown won his election. I meant to check on that. Did Sam Brown win? Where was he from? I want to say he was, Sam Brown, Nevada. No, Sam Brown. Sam Brown, he's the former, I want to say he was Army, but he may have been Marine. That got caught in the IED. And I mean, honestly, he looks like Deadpool. I mean, he's got fake ears. He has prosthetic ears. In fact, he left him on the plane one time because he took him off his prosthetic ears off to listen to his headphones, and they found him in the trash. But his ears, his prosthetic ears, are held on by magnets. But yeah, Sam Brown is 47.3%, and Jackie Rosen, the Democrat, is at 47.2%, and there's 5%. Oh, freaking Adam Schiff! That SOB is winning by 57 to 42%. Well, old pencil neck asshole, I expect him to win. But Sam Brown's out in Nevada. I'd love to see Sam Brown win. I really would. You still there, Roman? Did my stream go dead? Let me see. No, it looks like my stream is still
Still
there.
on.
Okay, there we go.
And you're still getting people to
Hey.
chat.
Hey, Digi. Okay. Well, it was frozen. The playback was frozen on my computer. That's why I thought it was dead. And then I couldn't. Oh, I lost Ramen. Oh, that's not good. Anyway, Ramen will be back in a minute. Morning, Digi, morning. So, as we all know, Trump is, as of right now, projected to be the winner. States are still counting. Your camera's on, Ramen. I'm not going to add you until you get your avatar up. There you go.
Thank you. Oh my God.
I didn't think you'd want your camera up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Trump is listed as the winner. There was we've taken over the Senate. There's no two ways about that. All right. Which that makes me really happy. The House is still a toss-up.
Did you seriously?
The House. Okay, it's gone from 203 Republicans down to 198 Republicans. Whoa, what happened there? Republicans had 203 seats in the House, but now it says they've only got 198. Yeah, that's okay. Something's happened there. I don't understand. Anyway. But for the Senate, we picked up seats in Ohio, picked up seats in West Virginia, because Manchin retired out of West Virginia, the Democrat, and Jim Justice won 68.9% to 27%. So that's something. Okay, now that's strange. MSNBC is showing 203, but NBC is only showing 198 Republicans. That's weird. Okay. Who else had? Where else was there? Oh, Montana. Jim Sheehy took a Democrat seat. So that's good news. Bernie Sanders, the communist, got reelected with 63%. So, yeah. Rick, I'll tell you, Rick Scott, there was a big push here in Florida. People trying to unseat Rick Scott
Okay.
for the Senate. A lot of ads up here trying to unseat Rick Scott. They're sunk a lot of money into that. Like in Texas, I think Texas, the Senate for Ted Cruz, I think that was the most expensive Senate campaign in the country this year. There's Colin Allred trying to unseat Ted Cruz. 53.2 to 44%. Cruz kept his seat. So,
Yay.
I like Ted Cruz. I really do.
I got nothing bad to say about the Zodiac Killer.
But I like him when he's sitting in hearings. But that's about it. That's the only thing he's good for, is sitting in hearings. He doesn't push many bills.
Okay.
And that irritates the daylights out of me. Poor Carrie Lake, she's going to lose her Senate seat, her Senate run again. Remember she ran for governor of Arizona, and she lost that. And now she's run for the Senate, and it's 50.4 to 47. So Carrie's going to lose that. And Carrie had a huge name recognition because she was a journalist out of Phoenix, I believe, one of the Phoenix stations. But that's it as far as anything in the Senate. The House is, there's so much stuff going on in the House. I'm not even going to try to cover that. Matt Gaetz won, which is fine. Matt Gaetz did MTG win out of Georgia? I don't. Yeah, she had to have won, or else we would have heard the Democrats cheering about it. So let's see here. So yeah, she had to have won, or else the Democrats would have been going crazy about her losing. Yeah, she won 64.4% to 35%.
Okay.
They're trying hard to unseat her too. Gaetz and MTG are the two most hated members of the House on the Republican
I
side.
think something's on fire. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Baby girl, don't yell at me.
Okay, I went ahead and muted Ramen simply so that we don't hear her yelling at her kids. Trying to figure out what's on fire there. So what else do I have? I've covered pretty much everything there is to cover right now. In 15 minutes, the view's going to start. Do y'all want me to do a play-by-play on the view? If you want me to, I will. If you don't want me to, then I'll go ahead and end the stream. Because I've pretty much said everything I've got to say here for this morning. It was a good election run last night. A lot of very patient screen resetting last night on my part while I was at work, doing a lot of refreshing. Till then when Pennsylvania kicked up. Elsa, good morning. Then when Pennsylvania finally turned for Trump, and then Fox was having Trump at 277, and everybody else still had him at 266. So I'm sitting there going, okay, I'm not going to trust Fox to be right. Not when absolutely nobody else had Trump over 270.
Okay.
Was that so? What was burning?
I don't even know. It just smelled really suspicious, like plastic or oil or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if it's paper, I don't really pay too much attention. Does that smell? Yes. If you live that long, we'll go to get fries later. I thought she was making fries, like deep frying them, and then she was just making spaghetti, so.
Oh.
Yes, please.
I got one of those little Chinese electric pots that I've got at work for when I'm if I got, like last night I made mac and cheese.
Okay.
For dinner in it. Then I didn't pay attention to it, and all the water boiled out. Well, most of the water boiled out of it. All over.
Did the macaroni get stuck?
No.
Oh, lucky. I can't find my glasses.
It was in the back room. Hey, Raman, are you going? If you want, we can sit here because the view starts in about 12 minutes.
I would be happy to watch the view with you because I hate those bitches and I need someone safe to keep from breaking my screen.
So you want to go through a little bit of the view here?
Whatever you want.
You turn it on. Can you see it from your where you're sitting? Can you turn on your television and see it?
No. I don't know how to work the remote. The kids know how to work. I don't even know how to find ABC on my TV. It's a smart TV, but every time I turn it on, I feel so dumb.
I've got this remote that's got the microphone built into it, and I just say the view, and it finds it.
Oh, okay. Okay. I just Google the view and watch it on my computer if I really wanted to.
I just want to see him crying. I want to see Joy and Anna and Whoopi crying. I want to see them three women in tears. I want to hear Anna sitting there, Navarro, talking about how all her family is going to get deported. Even though her whole family's here legally, it's like that woman, all these people are talking about, well, if you're Hispanic, you're going to get deported. I don't know if I'm still going to have my citizenship in a year. If you're a citizen now, yeah, you're going to have your citizenship unless you've done some criminal actions that causes you to have your citizenship stripped from you. That's all there is to it. And that's something else. Anybody who's been a naturalized citizen, If they've committed crimes, they should have their citizenship stripped of them and be deported. So, Benjamin Netanyahu calls Donald Trump's election victory history's greatest comeback. Yes. They're all talking about all the headlines were called there about Trump's greatest comeback. But still, watching the tears here on MSNBC this is the longest I've ever watched MSNBC. Just watching them sit here crying about loss of the presidency and loss of the Senate. They're all hoping that the House goes to them and that Hakeem Jeffries can be the House, be the Speaker. But I don't think that's going to happen. I honestly don't. I don't see how. I don't see how that can happen. New York Times. I'm a presidential historian. This is my biggest regret about Trump by John Meacham.
Oh, Lord.
He struck him. He's a dangerous demagogue. Wow.
Got him burned.
That guy that's predicted the correct presidency 9 out of the past 11 elections.
Mm-hmm.
He's completely blew this one because he said it was going to be Harris. That there's no way Trump could win. And then in one of his later interviews, he said, if Trump is elected, it's the beginning of the end for the country. The media I'll tell you who's really mad about Trump being elected, though, besides the Democrats. The media. Because they have now it's been proven to them that they've lost control. They no longer control what
nobody believes them anymore.
Right. Well,
so are they saying the country's going to go down in flames now, or?
Well, they're just concerned that they no longer have control because of people like you and me and I'm only talking to 8 or 9 this morning, 10 people. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I may only be talking to 10 people, but that's 10 people I'm talking to. Who knows how many of those 10 people are talking to? Last night, Monkey had, I think, 270 people in his stream.
Wow.
At one time. Okay, so that's 270 some odd people he's talking to, and not following the media line. Not being that Trump is the next Hitler. Trump is a demagogue.
Yeah.
Trump is going to be a dictator. Trump is a racist, homophobic, xenophobic, misogynist, ableist.
We're all going to be living the Handmaid's Tale after this.
Right. He's not a white supremacist. So, the Democrat. So, all this stuff that we talk about, which is counter to what ABC, NBC, CBS, and CNN is counter to what they push. Van Jones last night on CNN, I thought he was going to break down in tears. He was so mad, and not tears because he was sad, but tears because he was angry. He was visibly angry when it became apparent that Harris was not going to win. Joy, what's her name? Joy on MSNBC.
Reed?
Yeah. Oh, the first transgender woman was elected to Congress last night.
Oh Lord, here we go.
There's an openly transgender woman in the male to female in Congress now.
It's just a guy in a dress.
So
I'm sorry.
how?
Just a dude in a dress.
I think she's a senator. Let me. First transgender elected to Congress. Delaware, Sarah McBride. Obviously a Democrat.
Right.
Okay, let me see if I can get a good picture of her. Come on. Oh, Sarah McBride. Okay, she is a senator. Open image. Yeah, dang, that was a huge picture. Okay, here we go. There we go. The first male to female transgender senator from out of Delaware. So she's not going to be able to join the squad.
Okay. I'll see why
The
not.
view. Well, because she's not in the House.
Oh, okay.
So with her not in the House, she can't join.
Wow. None of them were in the house. I'll see the problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, she's sitting in the Senate. So the squad are all House members.
All right.
But yep, that's her. If the view should be starting here about another 2 minutes. I wonder who they're going. I don't even know who they're going to have on their show this morning. That's going to be interesting. See who they have on there. And I'm almost willing to take the strike for playing them for playing them in the background. Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sonny Hostin, Anna Navarro.
It's not worth it. Don't do it.
I'm not monetized. I don't make no money. I don't even make any money off of Rumble. I'm monetized over. At least I'm monetized over in Rumble, though. But I'm not willing to go into a contract with any of these people. Man, your stuff is fantastic. It's great. It's just what we need. Let's if you work with us, we'll get you a lot more views and where you can make a lot of money.
Said nobody ever.
No, these are the emails I get at least once a week.
Oh, okay.
From
I get the ones for graphic. Like people want to make graphics for my Twitch channel and stuff. Like, bitch, I don't know you.
If I want to make, I'm tempted to try AI graphics to see if AI graphic can make me a decent avatar.
That's a great avatar. I don't know what your problem is. They want to make like the whole thing. They want to make an avatar and like a frame for my overlay and all kind of weird stuff. And I ain't paying for that. I don't got that kind of money. I am not monetized.
What this avatar that I'm using now is actually a lamp that
That's my bra. Thank you.
that I bought off of Amazon,
Check the dryer.
and I turned it on and put it in a black box and took a picture of it, and then put on the eyes and such.
Oh.
So I've got the lamp underneath my bed. I took the picture. I took the pictures of it before, and then put it back in the box and put it back up underneath my bed.
Oh, you got your angry eyes on. Okay.
Yeah, I put angry eyes on them.
Oh, okay.
So,
like a Mr. Potato Head.
Okay, let's see. Turn the volume down there on the view. You can't hear my TV, can you?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, well, hopefully not enough that it got Sarah Haynes, Whoopi, Anna Navarro. So there'll be some tears from two of them. Joy Behar, there'll be some tears from her.
Tears or incomprehensible screaming. I mean, one or the other.
Sunny Holston, there'll be complaints from her. I don't know this other one. Don't know nothing about her. They got one on there I know nothing about. But what's the matter, Spanky? Spanky was asleep on the floor. And he was, well, I turned on the volume of the TV and he jumped up. So it woke him up. Now, I got home this morning and my cat was asleep in my seat.
Oh my God.
So I had to gently wake him up and move his fat butt out of the way so I could sit down. Okay, let's see here. What is the expression? Well, they all, Whoopi sitting there shaking her head with, oh my God, I can't believe I have to do this look.
I can't believe I have to move.
The 2024 presidential race ended yesterday, and this is what the country and the world woke up to this morning. Take a look.
Okay, yeah, she's going straight into Trump's acceptance speech last night.
Oh, Lord.
What's the matter, Spanky? What's the matter, buddy? There you go. Oh, now he's come over here and sitting down with his butt up against me. Did you listen to Trump's speech this morning?
I heard a little bit of it. I didn't hear the whole thing. It's okay.
It was a pretty good speech. I mean, he got rambling. He got a little rambly there at the very end, but hell, the man was tired.
I
mean, the man is 78 years old. And he's out doing three and four rallies and interviews a day. Oh, Joy Behar, she looks so sad.
Is she crying? I want to see the tears.
No,
they make my day.
She's angry.
Of course she is.
Oh, she's calling for protests.
Of course she is. Oh my God, I hate that bitch.
Joy Behar's calling for protest.
One of the first thing I wanted to say for anyone that needs an example of when the person you voted for does not win, you do not say the system must be broken or that it was rigged. You say it is what it is, and you show up anyway. And I want to commend all those people that voted, because you sometimes hear people say, well, it didn't matter. No, it did matter. That was still your currency. That was still your.
Okay, this next woman, she's being reasonable. She's saying, hey, it is what it is. People, congratulations to everybody that voted. Hey, that's a good thing. That's exactly. the way it should be. You know, uh, I'm going to be honest. I was afraid Trump was going to lose. I was afraid that the Kamala was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
I got feeling better as the night went on, but until when Trump got stuck at the 266 mark and nothing was moving, I got nervous.
Yep.
Hey, morning, Dennis. Hey, Riley, morning.
Hey, Riley.
Tens of millions of Americans, our friends, our neighbors, our family members, voted for Donald Trump. We disagree with them. I know we all do at this table, but they are good, decent people who are patriots and love this country. And I can't speak to what drove them to the conclusion of being with him, but I think it is a moment for us to listen to each other.
Okay, this other woman, again, somebody I don't know, is saying, "Hey, we don't understand why people voted for Trump, but don't turn them out of your lives. Try to understand why they voted for him."
Let the other side, if they want to do that, they can do it. But I think it is a moment to listen to the voters. And this, I have to say, I've always thought he could win. I thought in the final stretch he might get out. I didn't expect it to be this resounding, and I think there are some lessons from it. I think we forget about rural America. I think the working class feels left behind. They feel like
Okay, she just said something very, she said the working class feels left behind. The Democrats gave up on the working class years ago when they decided that they were going to go for play the race and gender and rich versus poor. That's when things got ugly.
I think if you look at the New York Times this morning, the headline was America makes a perilous choice. I think that in 2016, we didn't know what we would get from a Trump administration, but we know now. And we know now that he will have almost unfettered power.
Oh, Sunny Hostin with her. Trump's going to have unfettered power now.
I worry about the working class.
No.
I worry about our elderly and their Social Security and healthcare. I worry about my children's future.
Sunny Hostin is worried about everything. She's worried about seniors. She's worried about her children. She's worried about the working class. Trump's going to destroy everybody.
And now I have less civil rights.
Right.
Oh, and I have less civil rights now than I had before because Trump got elected. Yeah,
The right to be stupid on TV.
Nobody has got fewer civil rights.
Unemployment applications better be taken off because if you can be the president of the United States, you can unemployment in this country. Because I remember applying for my jobs as a federal prosecutor, and there was a box for convicted felons. And so that box better be taken off.
Oh, she's calling for the convicted felon block needs to be taken off of that employment applications now, because if you can be a convicted felon and be president, then why shouldn't you be a convicted felon and work anywhere? Well, I'm sorry, but first of all, Trump's, like I've said before, Trump's 34 quote unquote convictions. I still say, I've said since day one, those were unjust convictions, guilty findings, and that I'm surprised the appeals court hasn't overturned them already. So.
I'm obviously very disappointed. I'm very sad. I was at the Kamala
And Anna Navarro is disappointed and sad, and she was at the Kamala headquarters.
Oh, God. I wouldn't admit that to anybody.
Kamala pulled a Hillary and slid out without telling anybody last night.
Good for her. Was Diddy there? I'm sorry. Somebody had asked.
is being on the side where my sympathies lie that matters.
There are some people have said that Kamala was when it became apparent that she wasn't going to win, she started hitting the sauce.
Big freaking surprise.
So
He sounds drunk a lot of the time. I mean, nobody could be sober and laugh like that and keep doing it after they've heard it played back. Jesus.
To our immigrants, to our elderly, to our young girls, to the women, that we will not stop fighting.
Oh, I love this. Navarre is sitting there saying, we need to tell our young women we're not going to stop fighting for them. Excuse me, but you're the ones that telling these young women they have to let men in their locker rooms.
Yeah.
You have to accept having an attacked male in your locker room watching you change clothes because that intact male has decided that he's a female today. Or, even worse, that intact male has to be put into a prison with you where you can't get away from them.
Yep.
These are the same people saying intact males have to go into the locker rooms with their daughters, and they're going to sit here and say that I'm fighting for you.
Yeah, I don't put a lot of trust in that.
How in the hell can you say you're fighting for your daughters and turn around and say that you're also fighting to let men see them naked in the locker room?
She did what she did. She was everywhere. She talked to everybody. And people did.
Oh, Whoopi, stop lying. Whoopi is sitting here saying Kamala talked to everybody. Kamala never held a press conference. She held press interviews with one-on-one reporters, but she never sat down like J.D. Vance did or like Trump did. Multiple reporters firing questions at him. And she refused to sit down for a 3-hour interview with Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
She refused.
It sounds like a fight's breaking out. This is not the ride I hoped for. I will be right back, sir. Oh my goodness.
Oh, what happened to me?
I feel okay when I'm pissed at somebody who's talking down to somebody else. I'm all right with that. What I'm not all right with is trying to further.
Okay. All right. That was weird. But anyway, yeah. You tell me how in the hell you can say you're fighting for your daughters when you're also fighting to put intact males from elementary school on up in their bathrooms, in their locker rooms, in their showers. You can't do that. You can't tell me you're fighting for your daughters or for women and say that you're going to have intact males with them.
The state of democracy was the top issue to voters overall. So that says that they voted for a guy who wanted to overthrow the election, who also said he would be a dictator on day one, and they also said that democracy was number one. So I would
now Joy Behar is saying, remember Trump said he was going to be a dictator on day one for one day only. He's going to do drill, baby, drill, and start securing the border. And ever since he said that, they're going, this man said he's going to be a dictator for his 4 years. No. He said on day one, he's going to go in there and sign a bunch of executive orders. Just like Joe Biden did. Remember, Joe Biden overturned 92 of Trump's executive orders. 92 of them. He did that in his first day or two. So you can't tell me, no, that's a goat rope. That's Absolutely ridiculous. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy. This is where the media bias comes in. And you get a show here like The View that's aimed towards women. And it's going to get women actually believe, they spread lie after lie after lie. Exaggeration after exaggeration after exaggeration. And nobody ever calls them out on it. They're not called out on. The quote unquote conservative Ana Navarro, the quote unquote Republican on there, Ana Navarro. She's no conservative. She's a Republican in name only. She's a rhino. Because there's not a Democratic position, a party, a far left Democrat position that she does not agree with. Ronald, why are you here twice? Ramen? Okay. Okay, Ramen, I can hear you.
I'm here. I switched my headset.
Oh, that's why we got you on here twice then. I've got two avatars for you here. But only one. Only
You
one.
need to leave the room.
I wonder which one of these avatars down below is actually you. I don't know.
Okay, I really hope you can hear me, Shrew.
I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me? Because I can hear you just fine there, Ramen. Ramen, are you there? All right, let me try something here. Let me do this.
You can hear me.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I unmuted the YouTube stream.
Okay. All right. And okay, so I can hear you fine. I didn't know if you could hear me because I got you down here twice on avatars, and one of them says Undead Ramen authenticated with YouTube. The other one doesn't have that.
I don't know.
All right, so I'm going to.
Whatever's the old one, I would kick.
That's what I was just getting ready to do is kick that one.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, you're still there because I kicked you and I could hear you. All right. I don't know. I don't, and honestly, I don't like it when conservative shows, supposedly conservative shows, sit there and tell lies, exaggerations, mistruths. I don't like it when they do it either. The one thing I did like about Rush is you knew when he was exaggerating.
Yeah.
Because he told you he was. You knew it because you knew it because he told you.
Yep.
All right.
Get out.
But these people here, I mean, it's like Joy Behar or Ana Navarro just now, Joy Behar just now saying that Trump's going to be said he's going to be a dictator for his 4 years.
Oh
no, that's not.
Is he going to force us to get unproven immunizations against our will, or we get fired?
That's true. Okay. Yeah, all we're seeing here off of these people is a bunch of anger. That for the
Yeah.
most part, it's anger. I mean, there was two of the women who were sitting there saying, "Come on, people, let's not be too angry about this. We lost, but we lost. It was a fair election." Well, remember, Georgia wanted to have over 3,000 ballots, give them until the 8th, 3 more days to be returned. And they got a judge to agree with it. And so the Republicans took it to the Georgia Supreme Court, and the Georgia Supreme Court said no. So there was a lot of people watching after what happened 4 years ago. There's a lot of people watching last night what was going on. They're looking for the trucks to show up at 3:00 in the morning and a bunch of ballots to be unloaded at Fulton County after they sent everybody home because of a supposed water line break. And then all of a sudden a truck shows up with a bunch of ballots. Okay. The deal with the coding error that showed people voting 25 times from multiple locations.
Oh, Lord.
Remember I showed that?
Yeah.
Okay. No, no. That was just a coding error. Well, if that coding error hadn't been caught and people raising questions about it, what would that coding error have done to the vote count?
Who knows?
And then there's that one stupid ass judge that allowed what was it, 8,000 non-citizens had to be re-entered into the voting rolls. People who admitted that they were non-citizens, therefore ineligible to vote. And the judge said they had to be put back on the voting rolls. That means they could have gone and voted and nothing could have been done to stop it.
That's right.
Their ballots would have counted. Now, I did have a problem with, and I don't know how they corrected those ballot drop boxes that were set on fire. How do you know whose ballots were in there and got destroyed? So that's the question. That's a question that I've asked and I've never seen an answer to. These drop boxes that got set on fire. Okay, all they're doing now is discussing on The View. All they're doing now is saying, this group voted this way and this group voted that way, and this, black men didn't vote the same way as black women voted.
Nope.
Hispanic men broke for Trump in more numbers than ever before.
Yeah.
Sunny Holston, black women tried to save this country because 92% of black women voted for Kamala. When you have 92% of a group voting one way, shouldn't you be concerned about groupthink?
Yeah.
That something's going on to cause, especially when, you should never have 92% of a racial group voting one way. Never. Oh. And then they say that these women, the way she put it, black women tried to save our country because 92% voted. Excuse me, but I look at 92% of the black women tried to destroy our country.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what she would say if somebody on that stand said, no, I see it just the opposite way. Those 92% of them black women that voted for Kamala voted for socialism, voted to destroy the democracy of this country. They didn't vote to save it. They voted to destroy it. I wonder what kind of reaction that would get at that table.
Uh-huh.
And now they're saying how nearly everybody that voted for Trump voted against their own self-interest. Now, that's the
I
problem.
don't think so.
Now, see, this is a problem. This is a problem. Remember John F. Kennedy. Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. All right. You are to vote. You should vote for what's best for your country, not what's best for you as an individual.
Right?
Because you and the Sword of Truth book series by Robert Goodkind. In one of the latter books, they're talking about the Treasury ran by the good witches, the good female magic users, okay? And how that treasury has always been used to help those in need.
Okay.
All right. Well, if that, some corruption had gone on, yada, 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 and all of a sudden anybody that wanted to could walk up and say, I need money from the treasury, and they just handed it out. Well, within a couple of weeks, all the money in the treasury was gone. So now nobody could get any help because they opened up and said, we're going to help everybody. Instead of saying, no, we're going to only help the poorest of the poor. We're only going to help those who truly need that help, not those who think they need the help. Because everybody thinks they need help. If somebody wanted to dump $100,000 into my pocket right now, do you think I would turn it down?
No, nobody would. Just be crazy.
No. Well, am I going to vote? But is it smart for me to vote for a person who promises me to put $100,000 in my pocket by taking it out of somebody else's pocket? Is that good for the country? I'm not voting. Ron, your fan is really tearing things up.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to get these kids out of here. I said get out. Get out. I don't care about what you forgot. I want you to go out of here.
But they're, when you start, putting this, well, you voted against your own interests. Well, no, they voted for what was in the interest of the country. There used to be a hierarchy: God, country, family, me.
Okay.
There used to be that hierarchy of what men believed in. Okay.
Okay.
First was God.
All right.
Then was their country. Then was their family, and then they were last. What was good for them was last. What was good for God was first. What was good for the country was second. What was good for the family was third. Okay? Because if you're voting what's good for the country, your family and you are going to get taken care of. You will
get out.
You will get better. Things will get better for you. But that's not the way the Democrat, and that's what sort of irritated me about Trump here. When he started promising he's going to go for no taxes on tips, then no taxes on overtime. Okay. That was, come on. I said from the beginning I disagreed with that.
What?
I said, the idea of no taxes on tips and no taxes on overtime.
Yeah. You did say it.
Okay. And I still disagree with it. All right. Now, if you're going to say, hey, you got to count your tips, but just like everybody, if you're not only making up to $30,000, then you're not going to pay taxes, or you're going to get your money back that you paid in taxes, whatever the tax cutoffs are. I could, that okay, that's fine because that's the same for everybody. And face it, when I go out to eat and I tip, I don't do the write $30 on the bill and up what I put on my debit card or credit card by $30. Okay, I hand that waiter or waitress the money in cash. Okay, and I don't do it in front of anybody. I just sort of go to shake their hand and pass it to them. Now, what they do with it after that, it's up to them. If they want to put it in the tip jar, that's fine, and share that tip with everybody else, that's great. If they want to just slide that $20, $30 into their pocket, that's great too.
I think there's a little bit of, I think it's been in the ether for so long, and it's now been codified in different states, and people have a chance to vote.
Okay, Scott, no, I'm not suggesting anything about the burn boxes. I'm sorry, I'm just now seeing that in the chat. Okay, I apologize. No, I'm not suggesting that. What I'm saying is ballots got burned up. And as far as, that was people's votes that got destroyed.
Was it their first or their second or their third vote?
I don't know. But it was still somebody's vote that got destroyed. And I don't like the fact that somebody's vote, I don't care which way they voted, that somebody's ballot got destroyed. I don't like that. Because that robbed the system of that person's voice. Okay? I'm sorry it took me so long to see that, but that's just that's my fault for not keeping up on the chat. Okay? I just want to see every legal ballot to be counted as a vote. That's what I want to see. And let the chips fall where they may. If they are, in this case, if they fall for Trump, great. If they fall for Kamala, we'll try harder next time. Okay, that's just the way I look at it. But I don't like seeing people, whether, I agree with them or not, having their views, having their voices robbed from them.
And people saw him every day because, quite honestly, you could not turn on the television. You see one story about Joe Biden, you see 90 stories about all the crazy stuff over a 4-year period. So, do you think maybe that helped?
Oh, okay. Now Kamala, Whoopi is saying, well, Kamala only had 170 days and Trump ran for 4 years. Trump was in the news every day for 4 years. Yeah, he was in the news. It was all negative. There was no positive news about Trump for 4 years. It was all negative news.
We saw with the Clinton campaign, we saw with the Biden campaign, and then we saw with the Harris campaign. They tried to run more traditional campaigns. They're very disciplined about the event.
So yeah,
That man
don't.
would not win no matter what he did. He could have been seen taking a shirt off his back for a homeless person, and it would be Trump stages charity events centered
You're
around
exactly right.
ex-con. You know,
You're
so
exactly right.
yeah.
By the way, Baja Mike, welcome. You know, I truly believe that if you vote for what's best for the country, that's how I've always voted. That's the way my father drummed into my head from when I was little to vote. Vote for what you honestly believe is for what's best for the country, because what's best for the country is, in the long run, what's best for you. The idea of, well, I'm going to vote for this person because she's promised me $25,000 towards buying a house and a $50,000 credit on this, and she's going to forgive my college student loans that I took out and squandered by getting a degree in gender studies or racial studies or some other dumbass degree that I can't earn a living at. I mean, I enjoyed my poli-sci classes, but other than saying you got a political science degree, how big is the job market for somebody at the poli-sci? Ask Scribe how big the job market is for somebody with an English degree. Or a degree in English literature. How big of a job market is that? Are there a need for some people with those degrees? Yes. But is there really a huge job market out there for them? No. All they proved is that you could sit there in class for 4 years, cough out a lot of money, and get a piece of paper. You're not actually getting sheepskin anymore. You're getting a piece of paper saying that you graduated with a degree in gender studies and racial studies. This stuff we used to call underwater basket weaving.
Oh my God, I forgot that one.
But no, it's ridiculous to even think that. It absolutely is. It's absolutely ridiculous to think about things like that. And that's why I don't like people who sit here, and I try to convince people, when they say, well, I'm voting for so-and-so because they promised me this. And I was like, okay, so how's that going to help the country? How is that going to help this country become a better country? To have more jobs available for everyone? To make the country more secure? It's not. Promise you $25,000 for a house. All that does is raise the price of houses by $25,000 because they know the first $25,000 is coming from the government. Why do you think colleges are so expensive now? Because they know most people are getting loans from the government. So they can increase the prices of college. And then the government's going in and saying, well, you have to have these DEI classes, and you have to have these gender-based classes, and you have to have these race-based classes, and you have to have a provost in charge of each one of these sections. to ensure that and then you have to make certain that every one of your student that comes through has got at least 2 years of classes in this. Half the classes these kids take in college anymore have got nothing to do with their actual degree. Unless they're getting that degree in that, government required class. Schools mandated that, they remember a couple years ago, CRT, that guy in Georgia said, well, yeah, Georgia banned CRT in the school, so all we did was reworded everything and put it back in the books. Well, it's not what they banned. It's slightly different, therefore it's now legal, even though it's teaching the exact same thing. You have these a teacher should not be allowed to go into a school, and this is where your local school boards. And that's one of the reasons why I'm glad here in Florida now, school boards are now being ran on a partisan basis. So you actually know where these people on the school board stand.
Kicked his butt all over the country over the course of those 2 months. She did every debate, every interview. People kept saying they didn't know who she was, so then she told them who she was. So how much more could she have done?
Whoopi, no, Kamala did not tell people. Every time she was asked a question about position, she started off with, well, I grew up in a middle-class home. She never answered directly any questions.
Nope.
I think now is the time that we must stay vigilant. We have to.
When your candidate doesn't answer questions, you can't expect to get. I mean, the vote she got is because she's a Black Indian woman. She played the race card and the gender card for everything. You're going to get 30% of the population to vote for you because you're a Democrat. That's plain and simple. You're going to get 30%. And I'm surprised it's not more with how many come out of colleges. And Charlie Kirk, I said this yesterday, and I'm going to say it again today. Charlie Kirk helped save this election because his trips to college campuses with Ramaswamy and Tulsi Gabbard GL, I strongly disagree with you. I do believe a woman will be president. I pray and I hope there's going to be a Republican woman along the lines of Maggie Thatcher. Okay. I am truly hoping that the first female president is a strong conservative woman. A female Reagan. Remember how the press and the Democrats attacked Sarah Palin. If you paid attention to that election, the Democrats and media didn't attack John McCain.
All right, go get your shower.
They didn't question John McCain. They didn't go after John McCain. They went after the vice president, Sarah Palin.
Okay, I put something in the private chat. I don't think you'll get a strike for it.
Because she was an easier target.
Well, the woman Trump said she could see Russia from her back porch. So I mean, let's be real here.
No, she did not say that. That was Tina Fey said that on Saturday Night Live. Tina, what she said was that you could see Russia from her state, which you can along the Aleutian Islands.
Okay.
Waking up to the meltdown algorithm is supposed okay. So
Well, it resonated because when you see someone every day, all the time, 55 times a day,
all right, come on.
that's the one you start.
Come on now. You see, I'm just getting the spinny thing.
No.
Yes. Let me do a.
Well, that's the bitch about moment. You're never going to be sure what you get until you get it. Yeah. And then you just have to deal with it and change it.
Yes! Oh, let me taste your tears, Scott. Your tears are so yummy and sweet. Oh, the tears of unfathomable sadness. Yummy.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Yes! Yes!
He wasn't convicted. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes.
That's what's in all our heads already. I know. It's okay.
All right, GL, you weren't here earlier. All right. Trump was not a convicted rapist. Liar. Okay, I will agree. You know, Trump has lied.
He's a
Okay,
politician.
just
Of course he's going to
he's
lie.
a politician.
Every
You
politician lies.
know, Kamala told as many lies. Okay. Hey, Data Wasteland, long time no see, my friend.
Hey, it's been a while.
Okay, this convicted felon nonsense. All right. That convicted felon, convicted on 34 charges that were never voted on by all 12 jury members, that is sitting in the appeals court right now, that at the end of the appeals hearing, the prosecuting attorneys were sitting there all but begging not to be censored by the appeals court's judges. So, yeah, GL, and as far as the rapist goes, not happened. And he's and that law that he was convicted, that he, where he was had to pay E. Jean Carroll, that law was created specifically to get him, and it was valid for 1 year. So no. Oh yeah, Dana, you're right. Raskin did say that the Democrats on January 6th were going to prevent Trump from being sworn in. Let me see if I can find that video. I need to close a couple of tabs here because there's been some issues. Raskin, Trump won't be president. Oh no, Trump disqualified. All right, let's find the video. Click on videos here. Here it is. And can I get it to YouTube? Yes. Close that tab. Pause that. Open that. Here we go. Now, you want to talk about somebody here who is advocating insurrection.
The court is not going to save us. And so that means the only thing that really works is people in motion, amending the Constitution. But again, it's necessary, but it's efficient, because what can be put into the Constitution can slip away from you very quickly. And the greatest example going on right now before our very eyes is Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which they're just disappearing with a magic wand, as if it doesn't exist, even though it could not be clearer what it's stating. And so, they want to kick it to Congress.
Section 3 of the 14th Amendment was there dealing with the Civil War. Okay.
So it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025 to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified. And then we need bodyguards for everybody in Civil War conditions, all because the 9 justices, not all of them, but these justices who have not many cases to look at every year, not that much work to do, a huge staff, great protection, simply do not want to do their job and interpret what the great 14th Amendment means. And I'm glad that Sherilyn's creating her new center so we can bring that back to life, even as we're continuing to amend the Constitution, as Professor Hassan has invited us to do. The court.
All right, now remember, this is Jamie Raskin. The same people who say the Second Amendment doesn't say what the Second Amendment says. All right? The same people who say the Second Amendment does not say or mean what it says, and will fight you every step along the way about the Second Amendment. Okay, Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. Let me pull that up. Section 3. Okay, as soon as I typed in Section 3, the 14th Amendment popped right up. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, also known as the Disqualification Clause, disqualifies any person from being a senator, representative, or elector of the president or vice president, or disqualifies any person from being a senator, a representative, or elector of the president or vice president, or from holding any federal or state, military, or civil office. If that person had previously sworn to support the Constitution and subsequently engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the Constitution, or given aid or comfort to its enemies. Trump did not engage in insurrection.
Nope.
Trump told people to go home. He told people to peacefully gather. He told people to follow the law.
Yeah.
He did not tell them to storm the White House.
No.
Nowhere, shape, and or form did Trump. If you want to talk about who instigated insurrection, let's look at Epps. I can't remember his first name. I want to say John, but I don't think that's it. Let's look at Epps. Okay, let's look at the FBI and their undercover agents and CIs, confidential informants and such, that were confidential instigators. Right? These are the people that instigated any crimes that were committed. Now, am I saying that the people who entered the White House, the Congress, Congressional building, were right in doing so, or should be excused for what they did? No, I'm not.
Well, I mean, the police did lead them in, you know.
But at worst, they're guilty of trespassing. At worst, 99% of them, at worst, they're guilty of trespassing. All right, which under trespass laws, you have to be told to leave and given the opportunity to leave. Now, a lot of people were not told to leave. They were escorted around by Capitol Hill police, like the shaman. He was escorted around. He wasn't told to leave. Now, the other guy that sat there with his feet up on Nancy's desk, I don't know what off the top of my head, I don't remember what his situation was. The people that broke out the windows and climbed through the windows obviously weren't allowed in, weren't escorted in. So, yeah, there are some people who committed crimes. But were they punished in a way that was on level with the crime that they committed? Not allowed to, one guy had cancer and was not allowed to receive his cancer treatment. Was kept in solitary confinement. People came out of that prison in worse physical condition than they went in.
I don't think climbing. I mean, we're not allowed to defend our property if we get broken into in the middle of the night anymore. I don't think going through an open window should get you shot in the neck. That's just me, though.
Well, I agree with you there. Okay. That death. And then, they try to call all these cops. Oh, yeah, you're right, Dana. We still know absolutely nothing about the pipe bombs.
All right.
That were spread out at the RNC and DNC headquarters.
Oh, no.
Dana, I'm not going to, I did see your previous post there, and I'm not going to get into this CIA mess. Okay, I'm not going to get into that. That's a rabbit hole. I'm not going to jump down. Okay, I'm just going to be honest here. But no, and don't forget, we had people setting fires at the White House. Spent less time in prison. Remember that church that people tried to burn down that's adjacent to the White House? That the left got all upset because Trump called in the National Guard to protect it and to run the protesters off. Remember, Nancy Pelosi, there's video out there of Nancy Pelosi saying, this is my fault. January 6th was her fault because she refused to get the National Guard there. She admitted that was her fault. So I'm not going to play some of these silly ass games with the Democrats. I'm not going to do it. And Jamie Raskin, if you want to sit there and say that this disqualification clause is what's going to keep Trump from assuming office, I think you got another thing coming, young man. I really do. And if we want to talk about violence, let's not forget which party it was that for years threatened violence upon Trump. How many times did Joe Biden say he wanted to take him behind the shed and beat him up? How many times did Democratic senators and House members or actors and actresses, Johnny Depp, when's the last time an actor killed a president? Madonna, I've thought about blowing up the White House. And they got cheered for those comments. Now, forgive me, but I don't remember any such language coming out of Republicans or conservatives multiple times over the past 3 or 4 years while Joe Biden and Kamala were in office. At crowds. I don't recall that ever happening. And maybe it's out there, but I think the worst thing that was said about Kamala is J.D. Vance saying that they were coming to carry out the trash, and that was Kamala. That's sort of cringy what he said there. But I put that as right there the same level as Biden saying that all Trump supporters were garbage. So JD shouldn't have said what he said the way he said it. But he did. So this whole thing, like I said, 2.5 hours ago, and I started streaming. This whole thing, we're in for a long 3 months here. The next 90 days to January 20th. Let's see, November, December, 2 months. The next 2 months, going to be a lot of rhetoric in the air. We still need to see who's going to control the House of Representatives. As far as I know, the House of Representatives still has not been determined because they still don't have they still don't have a votes counted. Election results 2024, House of Representatives. Yeah, and there's still, it's still showing 203 to 181. And you need 218 seats. So the presidency is all but decided. The Senate is decided. So the only thing that's actually been decided 100% is the Senate. Even though I imagine there is a slim chance that there could be some changes. Somebody who thinks they've won when it's a close enough squeaker that somebody else could take the seat. but yeah, I mean, there's still plenty out there. And we've got, so the Okay, I'm back. That's my fault. I accidentally hit start camera
Uh-oh.
instead of stop screen, stop presenting. But we've still got stuff going to go on here. The next 2 months is going to be interesting. Hopefully by January 6th, the dust will be completely settled.
Yay.
And then January 20th, and I just want to remind people, when Trump was sworn in, before Trump was sworn in, Democrats were already working on articles of impeachment. They were already working on articles of impeachment of Trump before he was even sworn in. There were riots and cars being set on fire during the ceremony. There were protests, and they were setting cars on fire.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't want to hear the Democrats pretending that that kind of crap has never happened by their people. And remember, when Trump lost, not when Trump lost, when Obama was sworn in, okay, they were set, and Bush was walking by. A certain group of people started singing, "Hey, hey, goodbye." And everybody got all the media and left wingers got such a laugh out of that. As disrespectful as that is. I don't remember the name of the song, but you know what I'm talking about. So I don't want to hear lectures from the left on how people should behave. Not until they start behaving the way that they say they want other people to behave. But that's not saying I want people on the right to be acting like the people on the left do. I don't want that. Yes, I understand. Sometimes it's tempting. And sometimes you do have to fight fire with fire. But a lot of times, if you lower yourself to somebody else's level, you're going to lose because they've got more practice. They do it a hell of a lot easier than you do because they're used to doing it. You're doing it with squeamishly. You don't want to do it, but you're doing it. You're doing something against your conscience. So you're not so wholeheartedly behind doing it. That's why in books, you've got people like Mitch Rapp in books. Characters like Mitch Rapp. They're the guy that goes in and does the dirty work that nobody else wants to do. because he doesn't have the conscience anymore because something happened to him. That all he is now is, he's become a tool to do the dirty deeds so that the government can say that their hands are mostly clean. So, yeah. But then you got people like the Democrats that sit there and tell their followers to raise hell and to riot and to protest in the streets. Remember, was that Ilhan that stood there saying,
talking about fight.
No, they said as there should be unease in the streets as long as people are uneasy.
Yeah, go into where they're eating out and confront them and make them uncomfortable until they leave.
That was Sheila Jackson Lee. No, that was
Waters.
Yeah, Maxine Waters.
Keep it classy, ladies.
Yep, the nasty old witch. So yeah, I mean, there's people out there. Okay, it's 2 hours and 45 minutes. I've been going here on a stream that I hadn't planned on doing until 5 o'clock this morning, and now I'm getting into the preaching mode. So I'm going to go ahead and call this. My wife is going to be home here in 2 hours, and I want to try to get a little bit of a nap in before I've got to take my Valiums. Boy, these Valiums are going to hit me hard today.
I need a nap because I got to go take these kids out in a couple hours. So,
well, I've
been saying for months I'm going to do it. Now I'm going to really do it because it's my last minute. So
I've got to go get either my neck or lower back MRI this morning or this afternoon, and it's a closed MRI.
Good luck with that.
So I get to, they gave me some Valiums to take, one an hour before and then one when I get there, and another one just in case I need one while I'm in the machine. But like I said, I've had 2.5 hours of sleep since 4 o'clock yesterday morning.
Yeah, that's about right.
Those Valiums ought to hit me hard. I'm going to have to tell the wife she's going to have to go to Jimmy John's or someplace to get her dinner tonight.
We were watching Night of the Demons last night. I missed that movie.
Night of the Demons.
That's an old one. That's an 80s movie. Man, they don't make them like that anymore.
I thought that's what you were calling watching the election returns.
It was kind of like that.
Okay.
With all my energy today.
Okay, Robin, you try to have a good day now, all right?
You too. See you tomorrow.
No, I won't. Guys and gals, thanks for coming up. I appreciate it. Thanks for listening to me rant and rave this morning. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm always surprised when people show up to listen to me. So, y'all have a good one, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.